Are you using your glutes to their full potential while you're hiking? I have an easy way for you to test if you are and if you aren't to start. As we gear up for hiking season, I always get clients telling me that their quads are sore or their calves are crazy sore after a hike, but they don't feel their glutes at all. And although soreness isn't always an indication of what muscles you're using, you really don't want to be missing out on using the biggest muscle group of your body to help you go hiking. I've also had clients I work with in the gym and online struggle to be able to feel their glutes actually working while we're doing glute-specific exercises. If this is you, this one tip I have found works with like 90% of my clients to help them notice when their glutes are actually working and lean into using them in the exercises, which lends themselves to being able to use their glutes more fully when they're out hiking. And that's important because your glutes are actually the biggest muscle group in your body. And they do a lot of things. The glutes actually help us extend the hip, externally rotate your upper leg, abduct your foot away from your hips, stabilize the IT band to provide support for the knee in a straight-legged position. All of this helps us avoid unlevel hips and knocked knees, which can lead to knee soreness later in a hike. Now, there's lots of other muscles that also do these same actions, but if we're not using our glutes, we're relying on those smaller muscles, which can tire more easily. Now, to build those glute muscles, we can do exercises in the gym like thrusters and squats and lateral step-ups and glute walks even. But if we're going around the glutes and using some of those smaller muscles instead, we could do those exercises all day and not make a difference. Now, in a second here, I'm gonna show you my favorite warm-up for the glutes that I actually use before I go hiking every single time. But before that, let's talk about the very simple cue you can use to make sure your glutes are firing before you do any of those exercises. Whether you are standing or sitting right now, I want you to put your feet flat on the floor. Now, try and press your big toe into the floor while keeping it flat. No scrunching of your big toe. Try and press it flat into the floor. Just like that, you're gonna start to feel your glutes working. See, the glutes connect into our posterior kinetic chain. All that means is there's connective tissue that goes from that big toe all the way up into your backside. And if that's not enough, I want you to try and keep pressing down that big toe while you try and corkscrew your feet into the floor or slightly rotate your thighs so that your knees point slightly to the outside. You should, if you have a hand on your butt now, start to feel those glute muscles really activate to the point that you can feel them squeezing. And that's because one of those primary actions of the glutes is to help externally rotate the femurs. So remember this setup and let's learn that hip warm-up that is my absolute favorite. So you're actually gonna go 2.5 steps from your surface and put your other leg against it. You want your knee in line or just behind. And then we're just gonna press into the wall while getting that hip extension and pressing that toe on the standing foot into the ground. Keep your hips level for this. We'll do 10 of these, and then the next thing we get to do is we're going to do hip dips. So I'm gonna actually let my hip drop, and then I'm gonna use my glutes, bring it back up to level. You're really gonna feel this in the standing side, but we're still pressing into the wall, so we are gonna feel it on both sides. After 10 of those, then get to do our hinges. So we're gonna hinge forward, and then as we come up, press into the wall behind us. This feels so good. You guys have to try this. We're gonna go right to 10 with these. Now, if I am going for a run instead of a hike, I will then finish this up with a couple hops while trying to press behind me. But if I'm hiking, I will stop after the 3 exercises. Now, firing those glutes before you go hiking is super helpful, but it's gonna be even more helpful if you've worked to develop your glute muscles over time to get you ready for your hiking. But lucky for you, WILDR has a free 4-week Couch to Summit fitness program that's meant to help you start to train for hiking. And you can access that free through the description below. At WILDR, I am all about building fitness so that you can experience more of the world around you. And it brings me so much joy when I get to hear from clients who have done our programs and gone on to have great adventures. So use your glutes and have a WILDR week. We'll talk to you guys soon.